Panda, what gives? You're not even making real content anymore. Well, I kind of am. And I wanted to talk a few minutes about group work when it comes to collaborating creatively. I'm not really here to offer advice. I'm here to talk about it because it's something that I live with. Manly Battleships is a multi-person project that's not always readily apparent regardless of, where you're interacting with us, but it's the truth. And I just want to start with saying that when it comes to making things collaboratively, with people, it's tough. And there will be times where you will have fights, where there will be a lack of unified creative vision. You're probably going to run into times where you don't feel like everyone is supportive of each other, or that no one really wants to do the things that you want to do. For groups on much bigger scales than what we do, you might fight about money, or even what kind of future you have and your project has. But something I think about a lot is something that's reflected in a sort of unrelated group that we're involved with called Panelists United. And one of the things that came up in setting guidelines for what is an appropriate level of fan panelist compensation when you do an event at a con was the idea that great panels, great events, are rarely the product of a single person. I've been to some excellent lectures given by single people that have been built by single people. I've been to a lot of professorial lectures in both college and on the con that make perfect sense the way they are and are fine. But for every event that I've seen that's done by a single person, that's run by a single person, that's made by a single person from the ground up, I've also seen events made in the same vein that have more than one person involved and are better in some way. And that's true for both Manly Battleships and for other people. I suspect that's true whether it's a panel or a YouTube video. You come and you see a Manly Battleships panel, and you frequently are seeing me at the center. But what you're also seeing and may not be aware of are slide designs made by someone else, pictures curated by someone else, content curated by someone else, a video edited by someone else, a concept that was pitched and brought to fruition by someone else. And I'm not trying to come out here and tell you that your solo project is crap. What I am trying to say is that creative energies that mesh together amplify each other and make something great that you probably couldn't make on your own. So what you have to ask yourself is, are those fights, those uncertainties, those conflicts worth it in order to get what you've been doing, what your vision was? Is the magic that you've seen in the past worth it? And sometimes it's hard to make that call. But collaboration, just like friendship, works on that requirement, because there will be bumps in the road. And it is up to you to decide if those bumps, in particular the ones that are heavy and have just happened very recently, will stop you from continuing to do what you've been doing, what you want to do, what you want to make. I don't know. I'm not sure if I was really coming in here to say anything in particular. Some of you might be able to infer this as a response to other events elsewhere in the YouTube sphere, and that's fine. It certainly might be. But I've addressed it in general terms because it's a situation to which I think a lot of creators can relate, and they're just thinking about it in the wrong way. It's the kind of thing that can happen to anyone. That probably has happened to everyone. So when you run into these problems with the people that you are creating things with, it's important to remember why you did it in the first place, why you started it, why you were doing it. Because I think maybe if you can keep finding that commonality of creation, there are ways to mitigate your problems, because one fight doesn't have to be the end of the world. One slump doesn't have to be the end of the world. Even an extended period where perhaps you're making different kinds of things at random Doesn't have to be the end of the world for, like, you and I. Yeah, I just wanted to put some thoughts out there tonight as an excuse, you know. Because I totally could be editing gameplay footage right now, but instead I'm like, I want to talk about this. And that is what I wanted to talk about. So that's going to be it for today. I hope to see you again very soon in the future. But until then, good night. I'll see you next time.